This is the 2021 Hyundai Ioniq Electric. It's been around for a few years now, but it did get an important facelift, which was much needed because now it looks much better. You can also get an Ioniq as a hybrid or plug-in hybrid, but what you want is this one, the electric, because it's the fastest of them all, and it's still pretty slow. Prices in Canada start at $41,499 for the preferred trim. The ultimate trim, like the one we're testing today, is $45,899, so really it costs just a bit less than the Hyundai Kona with a much better range and the more power. Competition for the EV probably includes the Nissan Leaf, and for the plug-in hybrids and the hybrids, probably all the Priuses. The Ioniq EV is powered by a 38.3 kilowatt-hour battery and moved by a single electric motor that makes 134 horsepower and 218 pound-feet of torque, and it sends power to the front wheels via a single-speed automatic transmission. Off the line, it feels completely fine. Within the city limits, you'll very rarely feel inferior to the speed of traffic. It's only on the highway where the problems begin. At speed, it does struggle to accelerate quickly, so if you need to do overtaking on a single-lane highway, well, forget it. Interestingly though, when you're not paying attention, it does pick up some speed. So be very careful, you don't want to get a speeding ticket in one of the world's slowest cars. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour comes in 9.5 seconds.
60. 100.
So seriously, it's not that slow. You can pick between 3 region levels using these paddle shifters behind the wheel. For me, it's level 3. I mean, I really don't know why you would ever drive an electric car and not use full regen. One pedal driving is where the money's at, so it's all or nothing for me. However, if you want to come to a complete stop, you have to press and hold this paddle. Otherwise, it won't stop completely. I guess this is like level 4. I mean, it's not the most convenient system in the world. I like the Leaf's e-pedal, works better for me, but at least it's here. The EV range of 274 kilometers or 170 miles is a bit short for today's standard, but with an empty to full charging time of 6.5 hours on a level 2 charger, it's not that bad. Just keep it topped up and you shouldn't have any issues. If, however, you choose to plug it into the level 1 charger, well, you'll have enough time to grow a beard by the time it's fully charged. Even if you're a woman, it takes 35.5 hours. The brakes feel great. The pedal isn't too spongy and there's not a crazy step between regen and pads. And from 100 kilometers an hour, it came to a complete stop in 43 meters, which shows that they work pretty well. The biggest surprise for me comes from the steering. I mean, the steering wheel itself has a flat bottom, it's small, feels really good in your hands. The steering itself has good weight to it, it's quick, it's sharp. There's kind of a little bit of feedback coming through. To be honest, I really like it. The steering is excellent in this car. Hyundai has definitely learned a lot from their N series vehicles, and you can tell because when it comes to handling, that know-how has definitely trickled down to the more comfort-oriented vehicles, because this thing handles beautifully. Despite dropping the rear multi-link suspension, the hybrid and the plug-in hybrid have multi-link. This one unfortunately has a torsion beam axle, but despite that, it corners flat. If you push it too hard, it's going to start to progressively understeer, but then that's very controllable. I mean, this car is very well balanced. It handles very well. It's also light for an EV, and you can tell because it feels nimble. It weighs just over 1.5 tons. The damping is really nice. It absorbs most imperfections without breaking a sweat. It does it quietly, which really matters in an EV. And overall, comfort levels are pretty high. Even the torsion beam in the rear doesn't get very upset. The interior is very well put together. There are no rattles or squeaks, and the design is very nice too. The materials used for the upper parts are nice and soft. Lower down they get harder, but in general, I like it. Ergonomically, it's also great, with a minor complaint being the buttons for the heated seat and drive modes. I mean, they're a little bit too far back, so when I want to use them, I need to look down. I'd prefer if they were somewhere here. At night, it also has fancy lighting and extra points for being blue. Tech is great on board. You get very good lane keeping assist. The car can practically drive itself, but you do need to hold on to the steering wheel. It has blind spot monitors, a very modern all-digital instrument cluster, a very high-def screen, the native infotainment system is great, it supports corded Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and has a nice backup camera too. There's also a wireless charger, but it probably won't fit larger phones. I have an iPhone 11, which fits perfectly. Big bonus, it has heated rear seats, because butts in the back seat also matter. I also set up all my charging times for the low electricity rate and the preconditioning, and it all worked very well, as you will see right now. So, as you can see, it's really cold today. It's only 1 degree outside, so let's see what the car is doing. All right, it's 8 o'clock. Let's go. Okay, so we've been charging overnight. We asked it to precondition. Let's see if it's warm inside. Oh yeah, nice and toasty. Let's go.
I want to go in.
Check it out.
Oh,
Is it nice and warm?
oh yeah, it is.
It is?
Oh yeah, it's toasty. Oh yeah, I can feel like a toast burning.
Once you get past the shock of the very low roof line, roominess inside is actually really good. I mean, I have tons of space for my shoulders, elbows. Up front, it's great. You even get lots of room in the middle for your stuff. Rear roominess is good for its size. Legroom and headroom are both fine, thanks to both the front seat and the roof being caved in. The trunk has a big opening. It's like a Kia Stinger or Audi A5 or BMW Grand Coupe. Anyway, the form factor is pretty cool and the opening is quite large. At 651 liters, it will fit a ton of stuff. It's just not very secure, as people from the outside can see what's inside through the vertical glass at the back. Visibility is really good. Wind noise is not an issue. It has a very low drag coefficient of 0.24. Road noise can be a little bit of an issue on rougher surfaces, but nothing the really good Harman Kardon sound system won't be able to cover. So should you get an Ioniq EV? Well, if you like the form factor because it's a car versus an SUV, I say yes, this could be a very good selling point. Would I personally buy it? I don't think so. I would probably go for the Nissan Leaf Plus because it has more power, I like faster cars, and it has better range. However, the Leaf has a terrible driving position, whereas this one is perfect. What I really like about the Ioniq Electric is that this is basically a vision into the future. This is what the base automobiles in 2025, 2030 will be like. Like, this is a 10-year into the future Corolla LE. This is great. If this is what basic cars are going to be like, that's fantastic. There's nothing to fear in the future. The future is going to be good. Overall score for this Ioniq Electric is a very good 7 out of 10. It just needs a bit more power and a bit more range. Now, if you like this video, please remember to subscribe, share this video with your friends, but most importantly, till next time, be good.
Perfect.